Coach, these fans have waited for this moment for decades, but playoff football has come to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. The winner of this one will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. And away we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Our time. It's our time. Check the backer. Check the backer.
Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
180! Coming to you, coming to you.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Chubb. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Going to get this inside the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Mayfield to throw it this time. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 29 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard
Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. He's got a 1st down past the 30. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
Middle. Hey, Delta.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former 1st-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Rosen looking to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, defense. Hey, quarter. 36. Whip.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check.
A toss play to Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you...
And look at this. It's a fake. And he cuts it right into space. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. 17 yards on the fake punt, and that's going to be a 1st down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 27 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. 21-0 our score after 1. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On 3rd down, Rosen. It's complete to Grant. Second catch of this AFC title game, but he's got a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They run it with Balaj. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rosen. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. It's the former Dolphin All-Pro Olivier Vernon. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Recon, 132 fighter.
And now it's Rosen looking. They'll set up the screen to Balaj. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Landry now on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on second down. Mayfield. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Mayfield now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to Brandon Marshall.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A quick throw to Ratley. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 13.
The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. On third down, here's Hunt. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check 43.
The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Malik Jefferson in there on the stop. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
180. Right there in the middle, 55. Hey, let's get this. Check 37, check 37.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Dolphins' 18-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Get that ball. Out. Real. Run. Up, left. Crunch.
Play fake. Mayfield. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw is Rosen. He's airing it out for Williams. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Browns drive about to get started. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player, not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. On 1st and 10, Mayfield.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good...
He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. It's caught by OBJ. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
And again, it's Mayfield. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's another Browns first down. First down and goal to go.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 20. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Check hot route. Hot. Check forward.
They'll start on the ground with Balaj. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
Hard.
It's second and
Alert.
at the 15-yard line.
High 7.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rosen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now Rosen. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 37.
And that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out.
Slam. One down.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll run here with Balaj. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ready. 51. Come to my world. We want it.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run with Balaj. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
It's 2nd and 18 at their 49-yard line.
Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard. To throw, Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 11 yards there, 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
I'm coming.
They'll run again with Hunt. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Strong right.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Second catch of this AFC title game, but he's got a 1st down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taco Charlton. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 9 good yards here on the run, and now 3rd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go. Check.
They run again with Hunt. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Switch gears.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Let's get it.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run with Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
A gain of a yard. It's now 4th and goal.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. 1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Michael Badgley on for the field goal. An 18-yard attempt.
Badgley able to punch this one through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now it's Rosen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hodges. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Switch. Check three.
They'll run with Baldwin. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Tight dog.
And again, it's Chubb. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Greedy Williams picks it off, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
On second down now, it's Hunt. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
And he completes it to Hunt. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Badgley's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And then he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? A good pickup there, 21 yards. He's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First down, Dolphins.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Rosen to throw again. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Here's Rosen to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Brian Flores learned under the master. He's going to go on 4th down.
Jim. Monday. Bravo.
4th down. Here's Rosen. And Wilson has it. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
I'm going to come back to you. Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
Bandit. Check 24, check 24. Check, check.
Milage. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And it's for pride now, but the Dolphins get a bit closer. Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they are really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they have been dominant in this one. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Really a great season. Not a whole lot to hang their head about.
Not at all. And, the winning side, they're so ecstatic. They're going to the Super Bowl. But for the guys that we're talking about, they've got to figure out how it's going to go next